morning sun was stretching over the skyline of Seattle, painting the buildings gold as the city slowly woke up. Buses hissed to a stop, people rushed with coffee cups, and the scent of wet asphalt mixed with roasted beans from a nearby cafe. On that chilly spring morning, Ethan Cole, a 38-year-old Army veteran, boarded the number 27 city bus. He was tall, quiet, and carried the calm weight of someone who had seen too much but still believed in goodness. His worn leather jacket carried the faint smell of engine oil, remnants of his work at a small mechanic shop downtown. He sat near the window, looking out as the city blurred past. He wasn't just heading to work. He was heading to rebuild himself. Since his wife Lena had passed away 3 years ago, Ethan had been raising his 6-year-old daughter, Emily, alone. Every morning he dropped her at Greenwood Elementary, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "Daddy loves you big as the sky." The bus slowed at Pine Street. That's when she stepped in. A woman in her early 30s, fragile-looking, holding a small pink stuffed rabbit in her hands. Her name was Sarah Monroe. Her eyes were red, not from sleeplessness, but from loss. She scanned the bus and found a seat across from Ethan. Her movements were quiet, her soul heavy. Ethan noticed the small tremble in her hands, the way she clutched the rabbit tighter with every bump of the road. Minutes passed. The city noise hummed outside. Then suddenly the driver braked sharply. Sarah almost fell forward, and the rabbit slipped from her fingers, rolling down the aisle. Ethan caught it just in time. He smiled softly, handing it back. "You dropped this." Sarah nodded, whispering, "Thank you." Her voice cracked on the word. Ethan hesitated before asking gently, "Your daughter's toy?" Sarah stared out the window for a long moment before replying. Her name was Lily. She passed away last winter." The world seemed to pause. Ethan's breath caught in his chest. He didn't know what to say, so he didn't. Sometimes silence is the kindest thing. Sarah continued, her tone trembling. "I still bring this toy everywhere I go. I can't let it go yet." Ethan looked at her, his eyes soft with understanding. "You don't have to," he said quietly. "Some love isn't meant to fade." She blinked fast, trying not to cry. Something about his words, simple, honest, felt like a bandage over a bleeding heart. The bus rolled past Lake Union, sunlight glimmering off the water, and for the first time in months, Sarah felt warmth touch the edges of her grief. Later that day, the city's rhythm carried on, but something stayed with Ethan. He couldn't shake Sarah's face, the quiet sadness behind her polite smile. After work, as he picked up Emily from school, she asked, "Daddy, can we feed the ducks at the park today?" Ethan smiled. "Sure, Peanut. Let's go to Green Lake." The two walked to the park, laughter bouncing between them like sunlight on water. Emily threw crumbs to the ducks, while Ethan sat on a bench, feeling the peace of simple moments. But as fate would have it, when he looked up, he saw a familiar figure walking slowly along the path. Sarah. The same woman from the bus, clutching that pink rabbit. He stood and waved gently. "Hey, Sarah, right?" She looked surprised but smiled faintly. "Ethan, wasn't it? You remember." "Hard to forget," he replied kindly. "You okay?" Sarah hesitated, then nodded. "Just trying to be somewhere Lily loved. She used to feed ducks here too." Emily ran up, curious. "Hi, I'm Emily. Do you want to see the ducks?" Sarah knelt down, smiling through her tears. "Hi, sweetheart. I'd love to." For the first time, Ethan saw Sarah smile fully, a real smile. And as the three of them watched the ducks together, the late afternoon sun dipped low, painting everything gold. In that quiet hour, two hearts that had carried loss found comfort in a child's laughter. Over the next few weeks, Sarah and Ethan began meeting often, at the park, on the bus, sometimes at a small coffee shop on Capitol Hill. She shared stories of Lily. He shared memories of his wife. They found healing in shared pain. One rainy afternoon, Sarah confessed, "Sometimes I feel guilty for being alive when she's not." Ethan replied softly, "You're not supposed to stop living, Sarah. You're supposed to carry her love forward. That's how you honor her." Tears filled her eyes. "Do you really believe that?" He smiled. "I have to. Otherwise, how would I raise Emily?" That night, as Sarah watched Ethan tuck Emily into bed and whisper that same phrase, "Daddy loves you big as the sky," her heart broke and healed all at once. Months passed, and Seattle bloomed again. Sarah began volunteering at the Children's Recovery Center, helping parents who had lost children. Ethan helped repair the hospital vans for free. They didn't plan it, but somehow their lives began to intertwine like roots of the same tree. One Saturday, Sarah joined Ethan and Emily on a trip outside the city, to the Skagit Valley tulip fields. The air was sweet with flowers, the fields endless with color. As Emily ran ahead, Sarah turned to Ethan. "I never thought I'd smile again, but here I am." Ethan looked at her gently. "Sometimes kindness isn't just about helping strangers. It's about reminding them they're not alone." She nodded, tears welling up. "You did that for me." He smiled. "You did that for me too." In that moment, surrounded by blossoms and birdsong, two broken souls finally found peace in each other's strength. Weeks later, on a calm Sunday morning, Sarah sat by Lily's resting place in the Evergreen Cemetery. She placed the little pink rabbit there and whispered, "Sleep well, my love. Mommy's heart is healing now. And I think you'd like Emily. She reminds me of you." A soft breeze carried the scent of tulips through the air. Back at the park, Ethan watched Emily play. He looked up at the clouds and thought about how sometimes the smallest act of kindness, catching a toy on a bus, can change the course of two lives forever. Dear viewers, this story reminds us that kindness doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes, it's as simple as listening, helping, or holding hope for someone who has lost theirs. If this story touched your heart, please comment below with your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel Kindness Quest, where every story reminds us that humanity still shines, one act of kindness at a time.